Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another storytime video. Whoop whoop! In today's video, I'll be talking about that girl from my worst roommate ever. Uh, I talked about her a little bit during that video, but I want to talk about her a little bit more, seeing that that video was meant to be a little bit long, and this one is going to be a little bit long too because I recorded this video long. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know if you had any experiences like this, where a little foreshadowing where one of your friends became a not so friend. So her name is Allie. That's the nickname we're gonna go by since that is her actual nickname. And Allie was a really cool person. I met her on this site called Roleplay.me, and Roleplay.me is a role playing site. If that didn't stick out like a sore thumb. And what role playing is basically like uh acting with your fingers. Like uh it's kind of like charades but over the computer. It's kind of a weird concept, but it's like storytelling to one another but you're both in the story, or acting with one another but there's no other actors. Or you could have a group of actors but 9 out of 10 times you don't. So what we met on roleplay.me and we were role playing out a Devil May Cry scenario. And she was pretty cool and all. And I was like, hey, let's be friends. And we start to talk more. We start to play games with each other like Warframe and just other games, Minecraft, Terraria, and what was the other? Oh, Trove. And she got me into those games, like not as hard as League of Legends, like I explained the other day, but uh, yeah, I was playing them all the time with her, and we became so close that there was a day where she came out, but we'll get into that a little bit here. Let's start to talk about the downfall of our friendship. So her and I, like I said, would always hang out and always, talk on Discord or whatever, or play Trove and Warframe, and you know. And what ended up happening was she met my roommate from the last video, and they started to become friends, which I didn't have a problem with, but it started to get weird when they were role playing, uh, not so friendship stuff, if you know what I mean. There's different types of role playing, and one of those will be erotic. If younger viewers don't need to know about it, but I think you older viewers know what erotica is. And what ended up happening was I started getting a little bit jealous because during this time I started to gain some feelings for her. And I noticed that a lot if I know a girl really well and, I think it would work out. I'm always usually, thinking about dating them once in a while. I mean, not all girls, but a lot of them. And yeah, I don't know why I do that. It's just a bad habit that I've been trying to break. But anyway, so they were doing their thing, and it was kind of making me jealous. And I brought it up to her, and she was like, "Okay, we'll stop that." And you know, and then they kept hanging out, kept doing more stuff. I talked to her a little bit less, not as less as like normal, but it was, still less. And finally, for her birthday, she's like, "Hey, can I come out and visit you?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, So she came out, and so, mind you, she's from South Dakota, and I live in Wisconsin. So, yeah, she lives pretty far away from me, and they drove here. Her and her grandparents drove here, and they got a nice place for the weekend. It was pretty cool, We went to see the new Predator movie from like 2018, and oh god, that movie was so bad. I fell asleep during it like 3 times. It was so bad. But what ended up happening was we would just be hanging out, playing our games. She brought her laptop, so I had my laptop during the time, and her and I would just hang out, do our thing. And s- she wanted to hang out with Mike one day. She's like, "Hey, Jacob, I love to hang out with you and whatnot, but I want to hang out with Mike a little bit before I leave. And is it okay if him and I, hang out with, one another?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Can I be there?" And she's like, "Well, I was hoping that him and I could have some, time alone and whatnot." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." They were hanging out, and eventually they were like, "Oh yeah, you could come over if you want." So I went over there, and I wasn't too happy, but I had to deal with it because it was her choice. It's her birthday. She could do whatever she wants. She's a grown adult once again. And after the fact, I gave her, while she was out, I gave her my old PS4. I gave her an old TV. I bought her a gaming headset so she had a good headset so we could talk on Discord. And I did that because she didn't have a lot of stuff. She lived with her parents and moved in with her grandparents because of certain reasons. And she didn't have a lot of stuff. So I felt really bad, and I didn't play my PS4 that at that time. I didn't use that TV because I just got a 55-inch and the gaming headset. She needed a headset, so I wanted to be that nice guy, and for her birthday, hey, here's a gaming headset, you know. And she uses Discord a lot, so she really, really liked them because they were Discord certified headsets. So basically, Discord was like, hey, these are actually pretty freaking good. Well, she left on a Sunday morning, and I talked to her when she got home, and you know, things were going okay. And then I started to get a little bit more jealous because her and Mike were hanging out more and we were talking less and less. And finally, I was like, okay, you know what? I confronted both of them about it. And then I found out something where Mike got her a birthday gift, and yeah, it was not appropriate in my because he knew how I felt about her, and the gift that he bought her was not appropriate. Uh, I would go into more detail, but once again, you younger viewers don't need to know this type of stuff yet. And I got pissed. I was really upset, and I wasn't during that time. uh, I didn't think a whole lot. I just reacted to my emotion, and yeah, I ended up hitting Mike, and because of that, Allie got really upset at me, and we stopped talking even more. And I tried to fix it. I was getting frantic. I was getting desperate. I really, really want to fix it. And in that desperation, I wasn't thinking again, and her and I ended up not being friends because I said some things. I did some stupid things, and yeah, eventually it just came down to it where she didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to be my friend. Recently, this happened almost a year ago. So recently, I was actually a part of a Discord that was transferring to another Discord because the old one was just cluttery and nobody was ever using it. So my friend from who was the server owner made a new Discord server, and so I joined it and whatnot. And one day when I was getting on to check it out, I wasn't even part of the group anymore. So I re-added myself and I said, "Hey, that's pretty weird, LOL," and somebody agreed with me. Well, it turns out that I was kicked from the group, and when I asked why, they told me it was because of Allie. That she was uncomfortable seeing my name, and and mind you, I haven't talked to her since that whole incident happened. I didn't talk to her. I gave her her space like she asked for. I have not even tried to get into communication with her. Not because, she has me blocked on everything, because there's ways that I could still talk to her. I've already had people come up to me saying, hey, if you need me to talk to her, I can. And I keep telling them no, because she needs her space. She needs to think. And, it's just kind of dumb that this is still going on. It just shows how childish she is, in my opinion. I mean, like I said, a lot of it was my fault. I did say and do some stupid things, which I didn't intend to, but that's what happens when, your you act on your emotions. Why was I about to say when your emotions act up? No. When you act on your emotions instead of thinking. I went to therapy and, I got some help, and, she the therapist I was seeing gave me different options and gave me different ways of dealing and coping with my anger and my emotions, and it helped a lot. And maybe one day Allie will actually see that I'm a changed person, and then not just talk to me, but stop getting me kicked from discords that aren't just centered around her. There's other friends on there that I talk to. So it's whatever, though. I understand if she doesn't want to see my username or whatever. It's kind of dumb that I got kicked out for one thing and one person. Usually I get kicked out of Discords because, people find me annoying. But, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've lost a friend, or if you're going through a situation like this, you should definitely hit that subscribe button and, show your support. And I'll support you in the long run for showing me that support. Hit that notification button, to hopefully be the first to see this, or, the next one, or the one after that, or the one after that. Anyway, my name is Zenotix again, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story time video. Whoop whoop!